what's the future actually hold for the Tea Party? So are you going to record in Windsor? Because I know there's going to be another album. Hang on. Mm-hmm. This just in. Mm-hmm. Jeff Martin did retire. So
April Fools.
Fools joke. But so there's going to be another album, right?
Jeff Martin retired a long time ago. No, yeah, we're working on music now. We've been working on music for about 2 years, but geography always gets in our way. But whenever we tour, we try to get 5 days together of writing and at least one studio day. And the studio day is usually reserved for drums, so we can get a better drum sound.
Because that's what matters.
But yeah, that's really what matters. And some of the stuff that we've been working on lately, so the drums have been done, like our most recent Australian tour, I did 3 tracks, and 2 of which Jeff's finally put the guitars on, so he sent those stems to me, and my son will record all the percussion that I need to do in our basement, because he's getting great sounds and so on. So for me, that's awesome. And that'll be new music this year. And we've got summer festivals this year. And the golden goose, I guess, of being in a band this long and releasing material is that, of course, you want to release new material all the time, which gives you an opportunity to tour. But when you've released as many recordings as we have, there's always, anniversary tours and so on, and it just makes life that much easier. And let's face it, when you've been around for 30 plus years, a lot of people want to hear the songs that they grew up with. And everybody knows the 17-year-old mindset is where your mind stays when it comes to music, and I get it. So I don't mind playing first 5 albums, a lot of the material on those albums, and then sprinkle it with some of the newer stuff. And it's kind of good. I can see how older bands get addicted to playing, and when people say they should retire, like, why? They're just having fun. It's their favorite thing to do,
So, like, live being addictive as well. I mean, you're recording now and you're setting stems back and forth, and writing has kind of changed the way that music. Yeah. I mean, when you were starting and you were playing in a basement, it's changed. Yeah. Do you kind of reserve some time or hope that time is going to allow you guys to actually write new material in the same room?
I love that. We did get to do that in Australia, and we just changed our schedule a little bit because we start out west and the end of June, but Jeff decided, to come, I think, 8 days earlier, so he'll need about a day and a half to get on time out west, and then we'll have a solid 6 days of writing and jamming things out, because again, let's face it, there's nothing better than sitting in a room working on something. It's a great riff, but what if we pull back here, and what if we extend this part, and so on and so forth. And that's the best way to write music as far as I'm concerned. So we've even tried to embellish that part into how we're doing it remotely. So I'll just send back like, man, you know what, that solo is amazing. Let's extend it. Let's, or go up an octave or, and it works out well. So, it's quick and easy to change nowadays too, right? So you don't have to rent the $1,500 a day studio to do it. You can do things at your own pace and at your own home, which is nice. Well, it could be a hindrance too, though. You need that schedule sometimes.
Yeah. So will you record the next one kind of in the Windsor area, you think?
Recording-wise, I don't know. I mean, I'd love to. We wrote, our last full length was entirely written here, and I did a lot of drums with Marty at SLR. I don't know, because some of the drums are already done, because we did them in Vancouver at, the chapel there. Anyway, yeah, so it just depends, good drum sounds are good drum sounds, so I'm not too worried about being married to a particular place, but.
So how many years is it coming up on, 35?
Yeah, started in 90, 36.
So, I mean, do you have any big plans for an anniversary show, or it couldn't be a reunion show?
No,
you've been together, unless there's some sort of other reunion that there might be.
No, this year it's just summer festivals, as far as we know. There's a couple private shows in there that are always fun and interesting, but no, it's just work on new music is kind of the thing. The anniversaries are always nice to look back upon, but you don't rest upon it. You just keep chugging away and like, what else can you do? And, you know, Canada is usually once a year. Australia is usually every other year. We're getting offers from Europe, but it's just depends upon so many other factors and the economy and so on and so forth. So, yeah.
We talked in the Spinning Stories documentary about, you know, some of the records and you producing vinyl, and you guys had gotten away from the label, and you were able to kind of take back some control. So is this going to also kind of push into what you produce for this new record? Will you be thinking a little bit more vinyl? I mean, we're still at the highest sales ever.
Yeah.
Like limited editions or any interesting variants that you might be.
Yeah, you know what's interesting is, and we're not alone, I suppose, so many bands are now getting offers from outside smaller labels who have direct access to vinyl pressing. And they're coming in with questions like, if you happen to have, and ironically, I just found some on my WeTransfers, demos of this particular album or that particular album. And it was great. I'm thinking, man, just give them these and they'll release a limited quantity. They don't pay you up front, but they pay for everything. And then as soon as they recoup, it's 50-50 and off you go. And that's really good because if you're going on tour and you'd like some vinyl, because you can sell vinyl and people love to collect vinyl and we number them, then it's another ways and means of getting your music out there.
Right. Have you thought about, I mean, producing stuff? I mean, Lee was your sound guy way back when, but, you know, I mean, and just an amazing sound guy.
Yeah.
Have you guys thought about, you know, taking some of those live recordings? Some bands are doing it where they're like, you know, kind of making their own bootlegs of shows. So you hit Montreal and you had a great show, and then you just release like limited edition vinyl for that. You guys considered stuff like that?
Yeah, our management or manager, he's always coming up with ideas like that. We really want to do a symphony release, so that could hopefully happen sooner than later. It won't be one of the Australian ones, unfortunately, because they were just too big and it'll cost too much money. It's just not feasible. But we'll see. I'm really hoping that would happen. But I love the idea of the bootlegs, like Pearl Jam was doing that 30 years ago, where you could buy a cassette. And I just thought, man, if we had a little bit more popularity, we could do that just quick and easy, but, you know.
Yeah. Like, so Alive in the Catacombs was just released by Queens of the Stone Age. And it took them, what, 3 or 4 years of hard planning to get that to happen. So would this album with the symphony kind of be that, you know, that?
The symphony stuff, yeah, it's usually just because there's so many people involved, and we are not going to release something without everyone getting paid. And with symphonies, I mean, you pay for the rehearsals, as you should. You pay them way more for the performance itself, as you should, because these are, again, people who are in the arts and people who have gone through tons and tons of education and are the cream of the crop in their field, and they need to be paid. So honestly, that is the big thing. You know, you just can't throw around $200,000 and say, okay, we're going to release that, and don't worry, we're going to sell 2,500 vinyl to cover it. This doesn't work like that.
It's hopes. It's good dreams. But yeah, everybody getting paid.
But the idea of, yeah, right? I mean, photographers know all about it, because it's just, you know, it's very, very difficult, and we like to make sure that that happens, so.
But producing something on that scale too, with humans, not AI, and not just a producer sitting back and playing your strings on your keys, it becomes a whole different endeavor. And I think it makes that music, that vinyl, that whole experience from your audience like so much more valuable. And when you get to hear those little tiny, you know, when the string gets hit. Like I love those little tiny,
nuances.
And AI is going to kill all that. But we're going to have artists producing stuff. So I want to thank you, you know, first for being a big part of the city, helping out charity-wise. You know, Jen's interview, which is in print. So if you are seeing this now and you haven't saw the print magazine, go back and read that. But thanks for everything you've done. And I just want to get a little bit of a shout out for Windsor Life.
Here is my shout out to the one, the only Windsor Life Magazine, the best magazine you'll find around, dealing with arts, culture, sports, community, charity, etc., etc. Nothing else to read but your Windsor Life.